game as well and trying to get the 4 points tonight. We must give a shout out too to Hugh Williams Senior, who's been in the news this week, playing his 200th senior game tonight, not just for North Hobart, that's combined with his games for Scottsdale. So Hugh Williams can been a long-time servant of this footy club, and we congratulate him.
Yeah, look, he was actually one of their better players in the loss just recently last Saturday.
Kicked a goal too.
And he did push forward. I think he might even kick their first goal from memory. But yeah, what a player he's been. So brave in the air. Has a really nice balance between attack and defence, and a really good leader for this footy club for a number of years now. So you would hope, for North Hobart's sake, they'll build on a bit of the momentum around that milestone and try and reward him the best way possible with a win tonight.
What are you looking forward to seeing tonight, Christopher? Obviously, 3 former AFL-listed players out there for the Tigers. Julian DeBoz is back in for North Hobart, so nice little subplots here for us.
Yeah, and you speak of subplots, and these two teams have a little bit of history, don't they? They're I suppose a modern rivalry in the Tasmanian State League. We've seen players and coaches switch teams and allegiances and go back and forth between these two clubs over the past couple of seasons. Interested to see how that plays out. We always see a little bit of spice, especially the last 3 or 4 occasions these two teams have met. And it was only 10 points the last time they played as well, down at the Twin Ovals. I'm looking forward to seeing North Hobart get back to what they were doing in the first few rounds of the season. They were playing that really run and gun, aggressive footy, sharp foot skills, getting real speed on the game, taking the game on. They ran North Launceston to within a kick. That seems to have disappeared. We saw that last week with North Launceston getting over the top by 10 goals or so. Kingborough, well, I'm looking forward to them showing some fight. They're coming off the bye. They should be fresh coming into this Wednesday night game. Short turnaround for North Hobart. Whether or not they can show some spirit and bounce back after that loss they had to Launceston a couple of weeks ago, 96 points. They've had a long time to think about that. And you would think that they would come back and come out tonight in a very winnable game, showing something after that loss.
How will they run out this game tonight, Brandy? You've played at the elite level. Kingborough coming off an extended break, and North Hobart one of the shortest ones you could possibly have. So how do you see that playing out towards the back end of the game?
Look, you would think if it's pretty tight, the Tigers might have the legs in this one. So definitely an advantage coming off a break, and it is a quick turnaround for North Hobart, having played against North Launceston last Saturday. So you'd think North Hobart would want to have a reasonable lead, potentially by 3/4 time. And Ray mentioned about North Hobart in the way they played their footy early on the season, and when we saw them, it was their ball movement from the back half. It was really impressive, and their ability to transition that into the forward 50. And they've just lost that, haven't they, over the last couple of weeks, that ability to rebound. And they'll get Cunliffe back tonight, which is a really important addition for their team. But I guess that's balanced out a little bit by the loss of Baxter Norton, and he is one player, when his skills are up and running, he can really run and carry, so they'll miss him a little bit in some of their ball movement.
It's not too far away from the start here. We're bang on 7 o'clock. Looking forward to this one. I hope you're going to enjoy the coverage wherever you're watching us on the live stream. Get it straight into your lounge room now, which is super good. AFL on tonight as well, so big night ahead if you're a footy fan right across Tasmania and Australia. No late changes for either side too, Chris Rowbottom. We do have a number change though. Sammy Collins has dropped the 24 for tonight in the number 37 Guernsey.
And the Tigers have won the toss and will kick to the left of screen as well. No breeze or anything to speak of. It's a chilly Wednesday night, but no rain, no wind, and maybe a touch of dew underfoot this evening, but nothing that will affect things too much. Pretty good night for footy, it's fair to say.
Absolutely. Not too far away from the start here, as we said. Players just getting into their final positions. Nice crowd in tonight too for a Wednesday night. Obviously we've got the restrictions back here of 500 after the trial on the weekend. Some of the key matchups, Granny, early.
Yeah, it looks like, as we probably predicted, Caswell has got the job on Kieran Lovell.
So up it goes, first bounce, Rucks go at it. Gee, big tackle laid early by Watt on Sandrick. He tried to escape with the first clearance but was unable to do so. He's a player to watch out for tonight too. He could have a really interesting battle. It looks like he's going head-to-head with Watt. Here's Lovell first time tonight. Free kick has been pulled out. It will go the way of North Hobart. So first chance to go forward. Short ball is good into young Leafheber. We might need to check on the pronunciation there, Brownie. Forward, the mark's taken by Drew cutting across. So early intercept for him. One of their better players this season, Jared Drew, the Tigers. He flares things out to the commentary wing. Here's Leafheber involved again. Got it out to Hardy. Handball over the top. Only went as far as an opposition player. There was a high tackle though. We'll get the free kick.
Showed some good signs, Leafheber, the other day, didn't he, Brownie, in his first game? Enjoyed his work.
He certainly didn't look out of place on debut.
So the ball comes up the wing. Taken by Dygan. Leafheber was fantastic. Showed some really nice signs as the Tigers bring it back. Rice has the footy, the skipper of this Kingborough side. A switch play to the opposite side of the ground here at North Hobart Oval. Elijah Reardon went for the mark. Cunliffe back in the team tonight. Pumps it inside 50 and the mark taken by DeBoz.
Yeah, just made him pay on the turnover, didn't they? And it was a smart kick by Cunliffe. It was a quick reaction from him and he found DeBoz, who can find space in that forward 50. We saw him last week. He was pretty well held, but he did bob up for a couple of goals just before half-time. He's going to get better as the season progresses.
He kicked those goals in the space of a minute of each other the other day, Julian DeBoz. Nice big clunk and then one below the knees. So in he wanders tonight to see if he can get the first goal on the board for his beloved North Hobart Footy Club. And he's pushed it left for a minor score.
So DeBoz, first score of the night. North Hobart with a slender lead. 2 minutes gone. One behind. Tigers yet to make any real meaningful foray forward when it comes to defence. That's a good kick. Spot up a teammate in Marcus Davies. Stalwart of this Kingborough side. He kicks to the commentary side. Flyers will come. Gee, that was good effort going back from Allen. Couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Kick forward now, a tumbler to half forward for the Tigers. It's immediately mobbed up by McCulloch off half back. Reardon's underneath it, had to set himself, got hands to it, couldn't bring it down. Lovell now feeds the handball back. Here's Davies again. Elects to take a bounce up the wing. Goes by hand inboard to Campbell. He puts on the afterburners too. Right football inside 50. It'll hug the boundary line. Kept in pretty well. Handball inboard. Chance for the Tigers here through Carter. Back now, they're playing around with a little bit here, the Tigers. They eventually get a shot on goal. It wasn't the finest one, bobbling around inside Tigers forward 50. Demons working hard to try and clear that defensive 50. It only comes as far as Griggs, though. Puts it on the boot. Left foot shot on goal from 50 is an absolute ripper. And the Tigers draw first blood through Lockie Griggs. A left foot laser from the paint of 50. Terrific start, Tigers.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kick, wasn't it? He's one of the left footers in this team. And, he does make some really good transition in knowing when to defend and attack. And on that occasion, just found himself in a bit of space outside 50. It was a lovely long kick. Good start for the Tigers. In terms of possession, they've probably had the lion's share of it so far in the first 3 or 4 minutes of this first quarter.
Yes, dream start for the Tigers. 1 straight 6 to 1 behind. We've gone just over 4 minutes in this opening term at North Hobart Oval on a Wednesday night. Perfect conditions for footy as we restart in the middle. Ball down. Sandrick is there. He's the one that collects the footy in the end. Handball over the top. Ball inside the centre square. Players dive on the footy. Umpire still hasn't blown the whistle. He will now and call the ball up.
It looks like Jake Steele might be in the back line this week.
Hamish Allen back into this team tonight as North try and move it forward again. Steele gets it off to Pepin and now back with the flight of the footy. Here's Lockie Griggs, goal kicker from a few moments ago. The kick wasn't his best and now Steele running through the centre square. Leafheber's in there, gets the handball out. Rice though gets the footy for the Tigers and pumps it up the line. Out in front, the mark wasn't taken. Ball still alive though. Here's the ball magnet, Kieran Lovell. Handball off. to Cooper Sorty. Bouncing footy inside 50. Little kick off the ground. It moves forward again into the pocket. Now Hardy's there to mop it up for North Hobart. And there is the milestone man, Huey Williams, taking over for a boundary throw-in.
So right forward pocket for the Tigers. They're pressing here again. Carter will do the ruck work against Hardy, who got front position. Bilson was waiting for the handball. Couldn't quite get it. Might have taken his opponent high. Umpire said he did. So free kick North Hobart. Defensive 50. Short ball. Pepin finding the footy early. These impressive North Hobart youngsters didn't have much on down the line, so he's going to go for a gallop across the face of goal. Kick will need to be a good one. That he's sliding in was Menzies. Couldn't quite take the mark. He fed it up to Williams. Handball over the top now to Collins. He missed the mark. As players converge, calls of holding the ball. He didn't really gather possession. Umpire will come in and say, "I'll have it, please." So Pepin involved early for the Demons. Up it goes inside 50. Gee, just ripped out of the ruck. It comes to Mackenzie Willis, the former son. Kick towards goal, unable to be taken. Flashing through, another terrific finish. Burrows Cheng kicks the ground grubber, and the Tigers have two.
Well, that's the blueprint for front and square, wasn't it, Ray? Well done by the Tigers key forward, just to bring it to ground, and then Burrows Cheng, where all good small forwards should be, front and centre. A neat finish on the left foot. Good start for the Tigers.
Super start, 2 straight 12 to 1 behind. Almost 7 minutes gone in the opening term. Just the start thereafter, after a heavy loss before the bye. As we said, nice evening for footy here. Perfect conditions, really. No wind to speak of. A little delay with the restart here. It looks like we're right to go. So umpire throws it up. Ball comes down. Now the Tigers the North Hobart get it out the back. Here's Jaden Charlton. Off to McCulloch, who drives it long. And nice mark out in front for North Hobart, taken by Shawnee Willis, who plays on really quickly. Goes inside 50 for the D's. Turnover by the Tigers. Still with North Hobart though. Willis gets the ball back right on the paint of 50. Menzies couldn't control the footy. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, just some concerns in the North Hobart forward line. A couple of intercept marks already from the Tigers in that defensive 50.
So ball back in. Still in a dangerous spot here for the Tigers defenders. And now North Hobart has a look at goal to the square and into the safe hands of the Tigers defence. They waste no time in playing on. Ball comes up. Oh, nearly the one-handed grab there from Tyler McGuinness, but the Tigers send it up the line. Good mark taken by North Hobart.
Thought he's really good last week, Sam Collins, in North Hobart's best couple of players. That's what he does so very well, intercept marking.
So the free kick for push in the back, going the way of North Hobart, and Harry Island gets it off really quickly to the running Callum Kilpatrick, and DeBoz there couldn't quite take the mark. Gets the ball back, throws it on the boot jewel into DeBoz, and it's a really nice goal from the big man.
He took on the role of the small forward, didn't he? Didn't quite take the mark. I thought it was a really good inside 50 kick from Kilpatrick, one of their better ball users. Just kicked it to the fat side, and DeBoz thought he had to sit, didn't take the mark, but just reacted quickly at the fall of the ball, and a really smart finish. Great forward craft. The kick went across his body, a badly needed goal for the D's. Good response from them.
Gee, isn't that what you like to see from your big men, to bring the footy to ground, rove their own ball and gather and finish? It's much more than just taking marks in the air. It's what you can do when it hits the deck as well. So Julian DeBoz involved in this game early. He's kicked North Hobart, well, both of North Hobart's score. They're 1-1-7. Trailing the Tigers 2 straight 12. Back in the middle, all wrapped up. We'll have a restart here. So Tigers with the early jump, but North Hobart appear to have just settled a little bit here. Sandrick couldn't win clean possession. Mackenzie Willis immediately wrapped up. We'll have another ball up. Just attacking side of the centre circle for the Tigers. Up it goes again. Sorty won it down. Kilpatrick goes in after it, gathers. Got the handball just about to Sandrick. In fact, he was claimed, and that's holding the ball. So the pressure from Tigers early has been pretty good. Chance now for Watt. Sends his team inside 50. It's all Demons back there. Nobody able to take the mark. Hardy on the last line. Gives it across to Collins, who's been pretty good early. Kick around the corner. Awkward one now. Needs to be gathered. Back here for the Tigers. Pumped inside 50. Again, it's all Demons. Fell to McCulloch. Scrambler outside defensive 50. Nobody able to control it. Sorty working hard. Charlton emerges with the footy. Back to McCulloch. Kick up the line is a pretty good one. Here's DeBoz. So Julian DeBoz working up the grounds. Now he's got to find an option. So goes inboard. That's a dangerous kick. Straight to Mackenzie Willis, who takes the mark.
Great to see him back playing TSL footy. Mackenzie Willis, the former Gold Coast Sun, as North Hobart pushed the ball forward again. Running onto it. Chance to go inside 50 once more. Leaf Heber. Can he control the footy? Here's Willis. Sorry, it wasn't Willis. It was Huey Williams Jr. And now North trying to get it out. Leaf Heber. Now Kilpatrick right on the boundary line. Kilpatrick looks to go inboard. Top of the square. And nice mark taken by Jai Menzie, who'll go back and have a shot. Probably about 25 metres out directly in front.
And he's one of my favourite players, Kilpatrick. He's just so smart with his ball use. Doesn't panic. Seems to make the right decision more often than not with ball in hand. And he spotted Jai Menzie, who's been down a little bit in confidence in the last month or so. So really good for him if he can kick a goal.
Yes, Jai Menzie, one of the young guns of Tasmanian football. Looks pretty good off the boot for Jai Menzie. Umpire doesn't have to move too much, and that's North Hobart's second goal of the night.
Yeah, on the back of Kilpatrick, his second goal assist. And we mentioned Menzie. We know when he's up and running, he can be really damaging in that forward 50, and he just found some space. And North Hobart just get it back on level terms almost. A point the difference in favour of them.
So the D's, 2-1-13. They snatched the lead from the Tigers, who kicked the first two. Two straight 12. 13 gone in this first term. Already something of an arm wrestle. It was a close game last time they met down at the Twin Ovals. 10 points to North Hobart on that occasion. So back in the middle we go. Pepin came through hard. Good effort there to ride the tackle. Feed off the handball to Sam Rice. Kicks towards half forward in the Bilson direction. He couldn't get up. Brought it to ground. Caswell, a rise for North Hobart. Little kick inboard looking for Pepin. It was an awkward one. Burrows Cheng came through. Kick inside 50 now for the Tigers. Mark unable to be taken by Sorty. Here's Sandrick, who's claimed by Watt. Out to Williams now in game 200. Releases a teammate. Right foot kick up the line. Here's Leif Heber. A shock of blonde hair on the outer side. Been pretty good so far. Competing. Has the footy. Outer wing. Likes to play on by hand. Inside went Kilpatrick. He was wrapped up by Willis. And he took the footy over. So, boundary throw in. Far wing. Slightly attacking side for North Hobart, who hold a 1 point advantage in this one. Island and Gardner will do the ruck work. Willis came through. Handball over the top into the path of Watt. Got boots a ball. Kicks a high one towards half forward. Awkward one. Hardy thrown into Vents. Hands it off to McCulloch. Across goal. Here's Hugh Williams. Goes for a gallop. High ball towards half forward. DeBoz just got rid of his opponent. Out-muscled him at half forward. Little kick inside 50 is pretty good too. Here's Willis.
It's really good ball movement from North Hobart, transitioning that in their defensive 50. DeBoz playing a little bit higher up the ground than he did last week, which is good, I think.
Providing a pretty good target, DeBoz. He's taken 2 marks in that region. And he's set up a shot on goal here for Sean Willis. So tight angle. He'll kick from maybe just outside 50 or right on the paint. On the boundary line. Gee, that looks okay off the boot. That is an absolutely magnificent kick from the tightest of angles. And the paint of 50, Sean Willis, points to the box and says, thank you very much. I'll have North Hobart's third. They extend the lead by 6. And all of a sudden, the Tigers feeling the heat.
That was more like the North Hobart of old, wasn't it, Brent, that we saw early on in the season. I think McCulloch was involved from memory. Williams, who was under a bit of pressure, but it went long, rewarded by DeBoss, smart ball movement, then a pass to Willis. It was a beautiful kick outside 50. And 7-point lead, a great 5 minutes for the home team.
Absolutely. They've turned it around, that's for sure. In this first quarter, as we restart in the middle, Tigers try and work it forward, but here is the man they call Suit Will Campbell trying to get the handball away. And umpire has paid a free kick here to Suit Campbell. We'll look to try and find an option somewhere in the Tigers forward 50. 3-1-19, 2 straight 12 is the score here at North Hobart Oval on a Wednesday night. Pack forms, and the mark not taken in the end. Here's Carter, tries to get through a brick wall of North Hobart players.
Way too high.
So free kick being paid. Tigers will go back and have a shot on goal and try and register their third of the night through Tyler Carter.
Might have been against Nathan Hardy, but maybe a little bit fortuitous. I thought it might have been holding the ball, but in the end, Carter, who's been a goal kicker for them all year.
He has indeed, Brandy. Took the words out of my mouth. Been a good target up forward for the Tigers. Any wonders? And that one is very nice off the boot, and the Tigers have their third here at North Hobart.
Well, it's a pretty entertaining game. 6 goals inside 17 minutes in the first quarter. And Nathan Hardy, as you mentioned, playing in defence. We've seen him predominantly since he came into the team. Didn't play in round 1, and I think might have kicked 3 or 4 row down in the corresponding game earlier on the season.
Yeah,
as a late inclusion, and predominantly being forward this year, but down back maybe just for that little bit of extra height.
Kick 3 in that fixture earlier in the year, and was their leading goal kicker actually coming into this match. DeBoss, of course, hasn't played the majority of the year, but he's in the team now as Campbell just attempted to break away, slipped over, still got boot to ball, high left foot kick towards half forward. Burrows Cheng got a hand to it. Gee, that was nicely done by Collins in the 37. The little scrambler outside 50 is perhaps fortuitously taken by McCulloch. So the helmeted McCulloch kicks towards the outer wing. Flyers go up. Nobody able to take the mark. Gee, that might have been a legging on Michael Fisher. Umpire said it was.
Spotted right.
Pretty slippery out there at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, a few players just losing their feet. Up it goes. Here's DeBoss again, and he's starting to become a problem for the Tigers. Inside 50 they go. Kicks to a one-on-one. Kilpatrick the target. Brought it down to Williams. Back to Kilpatrick. Left foot finish is a beauty.
Great finish, wasn't it? And again, he just had the presence of mind just to straighten up, not panic. It was a smart handball from Williams. And DeBoss, we mentioned early on the call, playing a lot higher up the ground, leading up on the logos, and not necessarily his strongest suit, overhead marking over his career, but he's definitely improved that, and he's been a real danger for the Tigers at the moment.
Really entertaining game on a Wednesday night. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. 7 individual goal kickers so far in this game. Little shootout. Up we go again in the middle. It's Allen knocking it down. Now Lovell couldn't quite handle the footy. Allen got boot to ball. Willis just missed the kick. Trying to chase it up for a second attempt. Watt drives it long. Another inside 50 for the Tigers. Punch from behind. Here's Campbell coming through. He's held up. And the umpire eventually blows the whistle for a ball up. So the margin 7 points, 4-1 to 3 straight. Up it goes. Carter and Hardy in the ruck. Kicked out by Caswell. And now big tackle, but the handball's away. Here's Reardon now. Goes inside, attack again for the Tigers. The ball bounces just inside the line. Hardy gets it off to Kilpatrick, who kicks it, and it bounces out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, McCulloch with the job on DeBoz at the moment for the Tigers.
It's been pretty good early. DeBoz is, as you say, Brownie, getting up the ground, providing that lead-up target, wheeling around and setting up shots on goal. And it's working well so far for North Hobart. Kick out of the congestion. Leaf Hepper might have been taken high. He was. So this young fella's been reasonably lively as well. You know much about him, Brownie?
Came from the Northwest Coast, I believe, but he was in very good form in the Dev League. He just gets in the right spots, doesn't he, in the short period we've seen him.
Kick towards half forward now for the Demons. Gee, offhand, Menzies was good, couldn't quite break away. They converged. DeBoz working hard at ground level. Rides a Mackenzie Willis tackle. He's like the bucking bull with Mackenzie Willis on his back. He held him up well though. Up it goes again. Sorty and Allen do the ruck work. Charlton wrapped up by Lockie Watt. So another stoppage here. Left half forward for the D's, searching for a fifth. 7 points the margin. 21 and a half gone first turn. Reardon put his head over it and got a free kick. Took an absolute screamer a number of weeks back down at the Twin Ovals. I think that'll live in the memory of those who were there and saw it. It was a genuine hanger, but he's turned this ball over straight into the arms of Sam Collins, doing what he does best, intercepting. And there is the siren for the first quarter. North Hobart 4-1-25, lead Tigers 3 straight 18. They take a 7-point advantage into the second term. Interesting quarter of footy, boys.
Yeah, it was entertaining, wasn't it, Brownie? As we said, 7 goals to open it up. Really been a shootout, and 7 individual goal kickers as well.
Yeah, I thought the Tigers started well, and they looked up and about, fresh, and were able to capitalise on the scoreboard. But then the response from North Hobart in the last 10 to 15 minutes was really good, particularly their ball movement. Liked the work of Kilpatrick, his ball use. He was able to kick a goal, had a hand in a couple of others as well. And there's definitely some more intent about their play. They look like they're trying to run and carry the footy, play through the corridor a little bit more, risk and reward, those sorts of attributes that the coaches will be looking for. DeBoz, we mentioned in the first quarter, he played very high, particularly early on in that quarter, and he seemed to get his confidence up, kicked a nice snapshot for goal. So there's some good signs for the home team. The Tigers, I still think they've got some upside. I think Willis and Lovell pretty well held when it's all said and done. They did have some nice intercept marks in their back half, the Tigers, but I still think they'd like to get a little bit more out of Davies and Reardon, some of that run from the back half, similar to the way Collins was starting to get involved for North Hobart.
We didn't see a lot of Kieran Lovell, did we, in that term? A couple of touches early, but reasonably quiet as we've seen him, I would say, in a quarter of footy.
Yeah, you'd think they're going to get it back on their terms at some point throughout the second quarter of the Tigers, and they just need to capitalise when they do that. I thought DeBoz got off the chain for them a little bit, and North Hobart were just a little bit cleaner around the contest in the last 10 or 15 minutes and just made them pay. I know I've harped on it a few times, but just some really smart ball movement by Kilpatrick has seen his team able to capitalise on some of his smart decision making.
We might take a short break here for quarter time and be back with the second quarter on the live stream very soon.
From the tightest of angles and the paint of 50, Sean Willis points to the box and says, "Thank you very much. I'll have..."
A little bit fortuitous. I thought it might have been holding the ball, but in the end, Carter, who's been a goal kicker for them all year.
He has indeed, Brownie. Took the words out of my mouth. Been a good target up forward for the Tigers. In he wanders, and that one is very nice off the boot, and the Tigers have their third here at North Hobart.
Well, it's a pretty entertaining game. 6 goals inside
Their feet. But goes his DeBoz again, and he's starting to become a problem. for the Tigers. Inside 50 they go. Kicks to a one-on-one. Kilpatrick the target. Brought it down to Williams. Back to Kilpatrick. Left foot finish is a beauty.
Great finish, wasn't it? And again, he just had the presence of mind.
Well, welcome back to North Hobart Oval Wednesday night TSL action, round 10. It's North Hobart and the Tigers, and it is the home team leading 4-1-25 to 3 straight 18 at the first change. Chris Rowbottom, Cameron Brown, what do you make of the first quarter?
Yeah, interesting first term. Tigers got the jump, obviously, but then North Hobart just settled into things. And once they started getting the ball into the hands of Julian DeBoz and identifying a couple of matchups that they liked, things started to turn. They booted the next 3 and probably earned their lead. I think Sam Collins has been good across half-back, chopping off. But Tigers have also had their chances. They've been okay. Still way too early to call this one. Kieran Lovell's been quiet. I'd like to see a bit more from him for the Tigers, but overall a good close contest on a Wednesday night.
Absolutely is. Here we go again. Second quarter underway here as see Alan tap it down to Lovell, who was pretty quiet in the first term, and running back there with the flight, Jaden Charlton. And a milestone for him last start, 150 games. And now running through the middle of North Hobart Oval, their home ground here, the Demons. They go inside 50. Nice mark taken by the Tigers defender and Lockie Godomski, back in the team for tonight's game. Mark not taken there. Comes to right in front of us here is Tyler Carter. Just keeps it in play, does he? He goes forward. Thought that was out of bounds, but the Tigers work it up the ground, and mark taken by Bilson, who tries to centre the footy. All Demons fly at it. Out the back is Kilpatrick. Watt couldn't handle the footy. Williams is there as well. Coming through Mackenzie Willis. No free kick, said the umpire. And we'll have a ball up right in a dangerous spot.
A bit of mayo on that little Mackenzie Willis flourish as he went through, I think.
Yeah, it might have been, right? You see The Bev Show ready to toss it back in for us here under the bright Wednesday night lights. You'll be enjoying that, the Bev.
Let's get the measuring tape out here. Bev.
Here it comes. Carter was there. It's Hardy, though, that emerges with the footy. He kicks it back up the ground for North Hobart. Still in control of the Tigers, though. Here is Lovell. Just gets rid of an opponent. Kicks it forward. Mark taken. No, it's not. Kilpatrick's there, the tackler. Ball can't get out. Right behind the footy. No, umpire let it go. Now North Hobart in a dangerous spot here. Hardy. Handball's away. Collins is there for the Demons. Hardy might get it back, but it's still with the Tigers. They have a snap on goal. Might be just right across the face. It is. Bouncing ball still alive off the ground. Still with the Demons' defence now. And it's the Williams boys who link up together. And it's Huey that pumps it up the line.
So off hands. Davies. Well, there's been a whistle and some holding. Davies.
Go back to DeBoz, is it?
Yeah, nothing but green grass ahead of him, Davies. He was ready to launch inside 50, but DeVos earned himself a free kick at right half back, and he turns it straight over. So Tigers ball here, across the ground it goes. Griggs on the end of it. Kick towards the commentary wing is a good one, as they look to build here through Drew. Inside 50 they go again. North Hobart player positioned well in the hole. Kick around the corner from Watt towards goal. It's a one-on-one in the square. Hardy was there. Here's Williams, who's been good tonight in his 200th. Looping handball to Collins. Took on the tackler. They're playing a dangerous game here, North Hobart. Eventually Hardy got it back, and he'll find a target in Steele. Onto his right boot. Steele into the middle of the ground. Turnover affected. Win. Got it to Lovell, who was pinged. They'll play on immediately, will they look to.
No, he's played too high.
Oh, too high.
So 3 early touches in this quarter now, Kieran Lovell.
So inside 50 he goes. Well, that might be out of bounds in the full. So just getting some feedback in the mics. Apologies for the audio difficulties here.
So it's the Tigers with the footy. Saw a nice goal kicked not too far from here by Sean Willis in the first quarter. It's Mackenzie Willis with the football now, though, for the visitors, the Tigers. Try and bridge this gap, which currently sits at 7 points. Mackenzie Willis, the former Gold Coast back playing TSL footy. He's pushed that one to the left. Pack flies. Kilpatrick gets it out the back. Oh, big clunk into the pole for Soup Campbell, and I'll register a minor score there for Tigers. So the captain Nathan McCulloch will bring it back out. Kick wasn't marked. Now Williams with the football. McCulloch again, and out of bounds, boundary throwing.
Some nervous moments there for North Hobart. That was one of their issues last week, boys, against North Launceston. They had all sorts of issues trying to transition the ball out from their kick-outs. Potentially a let-off there.
Yeah, it is locked inside the Tigers 50 here. Can they capitalise? Hardy does the ruck work. Got it down to Charlton, but he's wrapped up by Campbell. So Tigers working hard to keep it in here. Some reward for effort is what they're after. Almost taken out of the ruck by Carter. Couldn't gather cleanly. Mackenzie Willis on hands and knees. He's all wrapped up. So another stoppage. Tigers forward 50. Left forward pocket. North Hobart 4-1-25. Tigers 3-1-19. Ripped out of the ruck once more. Big tackle laid. It was edging high, but the umpire said it was holding the ball. And the free kick awarded to McGuinness.
Thought he was really good last week. Right, McGuinness in pretty good form in the back half.
So ignored the short option. We'll go long up the line to a contest, and Allen stood tall in the pack, and the footy stuck to the mitts. He's at half back now. Away he goes. It was an awkward looking ball, and that's a terrific mark getting back from Drew. Had DeBoz coming the other way. Didn't seem to faze him though. Been pretty handy this year. Drew across the ground looking for Reardon. We know he can fly. Couldn't bring it to ground on this occasion. North Hobart turnover. Kilpatrick took on Reardon. Got the handball away just. And that's a good tackle laid. Sliding towards the interchange benches on Burrows Cheng. Calls of holding the ball, but prior opportunity perhaps not there. Another stoppage here, right in front of the commentary position. Gee, beautifully roved. Out to Sandrick now. Haven't called him terribly often. He's ripped down in the tackle. Got the handball away though. Gathered here by Burrows Cheng. He's taken the ground as well. In fact, another free kick. So now it's North Hobart ramping up the pressure. Short ball wide is good to Charlton. He'll go towards half forward. Hits a target. Willis. Wheels around. Dangerous ball to a dangerous spot. Where's DeBoz? Couldn't get hands to it. Leafhepper tapped it on to the advantage of McCulloch. Spun into a tackle. Or out of a tackle and into another one. And he might be wrapped up too.
Free kick to the Tigers. So away they go. Up the line. Mark not taken. Ball edges back towards Charlton. But the Tigers, though, run it through Zach Adams. Gets his own footy back in the end. Over the top to Bilson. Quick handball, only as far as Sandrick, and the Demons win it back. Here is McCulloch in the helmet. Goes to the Boz. Nice clunk out in front. And he'll go back and have a look at the goals from about 48 metres out, I reckon the mark will be. And he plays on. Julian DeBoz has a look at goal just from inside the paint of 50. Don't tell me he's stabbed it from there. Julian DeBoz, you magician.
He's looked like he's had his confidence up right from the first 5 minutes, and that's a difficult area of the ground to kick goals from. But just back to his own instincts there, played on, and his second goal today.
Here is McCulloch in the
up
helmet.
and about, no doubt about that. And first goal of the second quarter for North Hobart. It's been a scrappy start to this second quarter. We mentioned some of the midfield players too, Ro. Don't think we've had a dominant midfielder so far. Sandrick probably just starting to work his way into the game a little bit, but Cunliffe's another one. We've mentioned Loveland Willis, so you'd think at some stage some of these midfield players are going to have their moments.
Let's see from this centre bounce who can get the clearance. Caswell spins out of trouble. Nice move onto the right boot. Forward now for North Hobart. Can they kick another one? That deposit goal will be hard to match, won't it? He's level, but pirouette and handball off. Scrappy ball outside 50 now. Griggs kicks it up the line for the Tigers. Through the hands of his teammate in Bilson. Burrows Cheng was there. Bilson will eventually fall for him. Kick around the corner to a dangerous spot. Gardner just worked underneath it by Williams, who's been good tonight. Carter picked it up. Shrugged the tackler. Got it to the left boot. High ball towards goal. It'll bounce through for a minor score.
Not a bad effort from Carter. Now let's see how North Hobart go with this kick out.
So short ball was an absolute horror show. Turnover. McCulloch had to go and clean up the mess. He was brought to ground. And he did pretty well in the end to just lock it up.
It's contagious, isn't it, from last week, Bruno?
Yep, no, absolutely. They worked on it at training too. I know that, speaking to the coach yesterday, Brownie, as you'd expect.
Hardy does the ruck work. There's Sandrick. Watt picks it off the ground and has a flying shot on goal, but it's out of bounds on the full.
Next goal, pretty important for the Tigers. What would that be, Ray? 5 out of the last 6 for North Hobart.
Yep.
5-1-31 to 3-2-20 is the scoreline as we see the Demons try and work it out of defence. Reardon flew, as we know he does so well. Menzies wrapped up in the Davies tackle. Umpire still hasn't blown the whistle. They let it go. Kilpatrick, who was brilliant in the first quarter, sees it over the boundary line.
Yeah, he's been pinged.
He's been pinged for holding the footy. So the Tigers, through Godomski, who you said earlier is back in the team tonight. It's a bit dewy out there at the moment. Here's Reardon. He loads up from right on 50. Goes to the top of the square. No mark. And the Demons try and mop it up. Still dangerous though. Carter couldn't get boot to ball. Gardner was there as well. Little toe poke. But the Demons not quite out of danger yet. And they might be now. No, still alive. kick off the ground, goes right up the line, but only down the throat of a Tigers defender in Ben Donnelly. He goes straight back inside 50, wasting no time at all. Kilpatrick cuts it off for North Hobart, off to Leaf Heber, inside the centre square. Two players go at it. Ball couldn't be controlled. Umpire says a hold, and that will be a free kick to North Hobart. And it's Reeves who kicks a long ball. DeBoz there again lurking. Here's Cunliffe. Look at the speed of Troy Cunliffe. Throws it on the boot. Bouncing ball, goal.
Yeah, that's what he can do. He's a class player. Bloke inside and out, and he can push forward and kick goals. And they're on top at the moment, North Hobart, aren't they? And Cunliffe, who we mentioned, probably a slow start to the game for him. But that should get him up and running. It's been frantic, hasn't it, boys? Some of the play in the first 10 or so minutes. Players lacking a little bit of composure with ball in hand.
He just mowed him down, Cunliffe.
He did.
Pounced on the loose footy and finished nicely. So 17 points the margin now, and a couple of minor alarm bells for the Tigers. Just lacking a target inside 50, aren't they? I don't know if they've taken a mark inside 50. I'd be surprised if they
That's
had.
a good call.
Up it goes again. Ireland does the ruck work for the Demons. Pepin couldn't gather the footy. Ends up laying the tackle on Donnelly. Another stoppage inside the centre square. So 6-1-37, North Hobart, Tigers 3-2-20. 12 and a half gone. Second term, 2 goals to none. The Demons' way in this second term. Sandrick come bustling through, but he had company. He's all wrapped up. We'll have another stoppage. Up it goes again. Down it comes from Gardner. Charlton will track the footy. We went one way, then the other. Might have got one high from Suit Campbell. He did. The former Demon, of course. One of those who made the move to the Tigers a couple of years back now. He spreads the footy out wide. Kick inside 50. Was a little bit hot. It tracks toward the boundary and it will trickle over right in front of the scoreboard, which reads North Hobart 17 points to the good. Wednesday night footy, North Hobart Oval under lights. Ground looking an absolute picture. Who can win this one? 6th versus 7th. State League footy. Down to Willis. High kick toward a wing for the Tigers. Collins at the back, couldn't rip it down. Got a palm to it as it came out. We'll have a free kick for North Hobart. Play on advantage, Williams. Handball over the top. Gets it back. High ball inside 50 now. Where's DeBoz? He was there, couldn't get access to the footy. It fell into the lap of Menzies, who had a flying shot on goal and missed.
He ran straight to the back of that contest, Menzies. He knew exactly what he was doing. Difficult shot on his non-preferred side, but North Hobart just rebounding too quickly from their half-back line for mine, from a Tigers perspective. The Tigers on the move here, though.
18-point lead here is Mackenzie Willis. Had some time and space and pops it forward to Carter, who played on. Back to Mackenzie Willis, the former Gold Coast son. Has a look at goal. Goes to the square, punched. And now ball bouncing. And off the ground, Williams kicks it forward and Kilpatrick's there. Tackle from Watt. And now Pepin, Kilpatrick again. Big tackle from Mackenzie Willis, and have a ball up.
It was good movement from the Tigers from the kick out. I think it might have been 2 players sport each other in the goal square.
3 Tigers.
There you go.
So the ball up. It's Hardy, pushed away by Carter, who got his own footy. Only went as far as the North Hobart defender in Ireland, and now they work it forward again, the Demons, who hold an 18-point advantage. 15 minutes gone in this second term as we see the ball out of bounce. 8 shots to 5 so far. Perfect night for footy. A little bit slippery out there for the players, but on a breath of wind at the moment. Comes back into play. Punch from Ireland, and now here's Cunliffe again. Off to McCulloch. Nathan McCulloch inside 50, and mark taken by Menzies. The goal kicker. We know he can do it, so he'll go back down and have a shot on goal, Canberra.
Yeah, McCulloch involved. Cunliffe again. And Menzies just fed it off back to the skipper.
McCulloch looks at goal from about 40 metres out and makes no mistake. And the Demons are off and racing here at North Hobart. They're out to a 24-point lead.
Yeah, some real concerns now for the Tigers. They're just not getting their hands on the footy in North Hobart. If the Tigers do manage to get it in their forward half, it's just rebounding far too quickly from their perspective. And McCulloch, playing in the back half, push forward, knew the right time. It was a smart mark from Menzies, and perhaps was worried about the distance and just fed it off to the captain, who made no mistake. 4-goal game-high lead now. Really important 5 or so minutes for the Tigers, Rowe.
Yeah, good finish from McCulloch and good presence of mind from Menzies to hand it to the better kick, and he made no mistake either. Back in the middle we go now. Steele goes down after it. There's Sorty. It was all wrapped up. We'll have another stoppage. So 3 goals, 1-1 behind this term. It's been all Demons. Charlton goes in after it. Wrapped up by Griggs. And again, we're just not seeing much of these prime movers for the Tigers. Lovell, we're so used to calling his name every 2 seconds, but hasn't had as much as he'd like as he feeds out a handball now. Can he get his teammates involved? Campbell now with the footy. Left foot ball around the corner inside 50. And this North Hobart defence has been absolutely terrific tonight. Managed to kill every meaningful foray forward this term at least. The Tigers kicked the first 2 of this game, but since then it's been 7 goals to 1. And the defence a big part of that for the Demons. But there a chance here. Left forward pocket for the Tigers. In it comes. Carter just let it roll past him. Kilpatrick gathered the footy. Handball sprung out to Carter. Chance now. Rode the tackle to Griggs. Took on the tackle, but Ireland said, "You're not getting past." And pings him holding the ball. We've seen a few of those tonight. Pressure's been pretty good. So short ball across goal. Footy in Demons' hands. Last line of defence. 18 minutes gone in this second term. Shadows of half-time here at North Hobart Oval. Off hands. Gee, that might have been in the back. Umpire said no. Graham is one that hasn't got into the game yet.
No, I was just about to say that. And we know he can kick goals for them, but he's struggling to have an impact at the moment.
So down it goes, straight down the throat of Charlton, who gets a kick up the line. Allen stood tall, couldn't take the mark. Flashing through was Reeves, couldn't gather cleanly. On hands and knees, they feed it out here, the Tigers. Reardon goes wide. It was an ugly looking, awkward, pokey ball that eventually finds itself over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. 7-2-44, the D's lead the Tigers 3-2-20 deep into the second term here at North Hobart Oval.
So we wait the ball in. 24-point lead to the home team. In it comes. Over the back was Ireland, and now Lovell right in front of us here in the commentary position. Ball bouncing. And now Collins gets it off to Williams, who's mowed down. Big tackle, and now here's Soup Campbell wandering through. Open goal square for the man called Soup, and he gets the goal.
That was a good run-down tackle, wasn't it? And Williams.
Well, here we go. We've got some activity here, boys. It is on like Donkey Kong. Players running from everywhere. A few little spot fires bursting out around the ground here.
Yeah, the umpires just might take control there. And
well, we called it pre-game, didn't we? There's some spice here, and no surprise that Campbell, the former Demon, kicked that goal. There might have been some words exchanged.
North Hobart are in some trouble if they ball it up, because there's 4 Tigers players around the centre of the ground. No one else. But look, it was a good finish, wasn't it? Badly needed a goal from Campbell, wasn't it? Outside 50. Took the advantage as Williams was run down in a tackle after getting a handball received from Collins, who was hard up against the boundary line. Just what the doctor ordered for the visitors. Their first goal for quite some time.
So the text in from the King of Salamanca, Blair Brownless, who's watching the stream tonight. Legend of Tasmanian football. Good evening to you, Blair. Hope you're enjoying the coverage.
Can the Tigers strike again? They need another one. Menzies wrapped up by Watt. Sandrick came bustling through. Lost the footy in the congestion. Kick inside 50 now for the Tigers. It's a high ball. They need to take a mark, but Collins gets underneath it. stands strong and takes the mark. Impressive youngster. Pops it up to Charlton. I mean, sit underneath it for half a second, but it was okay. Now it's out to Poke. He's at left half back, straddling the boundary line. He's looking up the line. He's not too sure. He's going to dump it long eventually. That's the way he goes. Right in front of the commentary position here. Rice couldn't bring it down. Gee, some good meterage gauge there for the D's. Fisher's going to get on the end of this and eye a goal. Reardon was too quick for him. He got legged as he was tackled, but the tackle had already been applied and he ran out of tarmac. So across goal goes Reardon. It was a dangerous kick. DeBoz is there. The big, strong bull gets off the handball eventually. Feeds it back to Sandrick. Didn't quite get the purchase. Reardon playing goalkeeper. And that's a terrible kick. So Reardon's disposal outside defensive 50 has been questionable tonight.
He just had more time, didn't he? And unfortunately, he just rushed. And a bad turnover. Caswell with an opportunity here. Just when the Tigers were starting to get, gee, this would be a body blow right on half time.
Certainly would. This would take it back out to 24 points and cancel out the Will Campbell goal that we saw a couple of minutes earlier. Kieran Lovell stands the mark. Sam Caswell has the shot on goal. And he comes, deliberate approach, sends it on its way, looks pretty good off the boot. That's straight through the middle. And they all get around Sammy Caswell. Kicks a crucial goal on the half-time buzzer. North Hobart with a lead as players converge again. Might be some argy-bargy on the siren.
How often do you see that after a goal kicked after the siren? And there's a bit of energy about the team that kicks it. On this occasion it was North Hobart. And some pushing and shoving as the teams separate. Bit of a body blow that for the Tigers. Gets it out to that game high 24-point margin again. And it was Reardon. He's a player. I just think they haven't got the run off the half-backs that they would like, the Tigers, at the moment. Michael Fisher's been on Marcus Davies in this first half, and it may well be a defensive role, but Davies is someone they'd like to... Trent Bormala would like to have the ball in his hands, I think, just for some run and carry to break the lines a little bit. But he's been pretty well held. So too as some of the prime movers for the Tigers. As all Willis started to get into the game a little bit, but Lovell, you'd still think there's some upside on his game. And as you mentioned, Ray, Tigers are just struggling for a forward, aren't they, to take a mark inside that forward 50 and convert. But North Hobart, a really impressive first half from them. They go in with a lot of confidence. Fair bit of energy about the group, 24-point margin.
Let's a quick look at the goal kickers, boys. 2 for DeBoz for North Hobart. Singles to McCulloch, Caswell, Sean Willis, Kilpatrick, Cunliffe and Menzies. And for the Tigers, 1 each to Will Campbell, Eddie Burrows-Cheng, Lockie Griggs and Tyler Carter. We might break for half-time and be back with you for the second half really soon here on the live stream.
He's looked like he's had his confidence up right from the first 5 minutes, and that's a difficult...
Got it to the left boot. High ball towards goal. It'll bounce through for a minor score.
Not a bad effort from Carter. Now let's see how...
Hardy does the ruck work. There's Sandrick. Watt picks it off the ground and has a flying shot on goal, but it's out of bounds on the full.
No mark. And the Demons try and mop it up. Still dangerous though. Carter couldn't get boot to ball. Gardner was there as well. Little toe poke. But the Demons not quite out of danger yet. And then Reeves, who kicks a long ball. DeBoz there again lurking. Here's Cunliffe. Look at the speed of Troy Cunliffe. Throws it on the boot. Bouncing ball, goal.
Yeah, that's what he can do. He's a class player. Both inside and out. And he can push forward and kick goals. And they're on top at the moment, North Hobart.
Advantage, Williams. Handball over the top. Gets it back. High ball inside 50 now. Where's DeBoz? He was there, couldn't get access to the footy. It fell into the lap of Menzies, who had a flying shot on goal.
Goal goes to the square, punched. And now ball bouncing off the ground. Williams Kicks it forward and we know he can do it, so he'll go back down and have a shot on goal, Canberra.
Yeah, McCulloch involved. Cunliffe again. And Menzies just fed it off back to the skipper.
McCulloch looks at goal from about 40 metres out and makes no mistake. And the Demons are off and racing here at North Hobart. They're out to a 24-point lead.
Yeah, some real concerns now.
Patrick gathered the footy. Handball sprung out to Carter. Chance now. Rode the tackle to Griggs. Took on the tackler, but Ireland said, "You're not getting past." And pings him holding the ball.
Position. Ball bouncing. And now Collins gets it off to Williams, who's mowed down. Big tackle, and now here's Soup Campbell wandering through. Open goal square for the man called Soup, and he gets the goal.
That was a good run-down tackle, wasn't it? And Williams.
Well, here we go. We've got some activity here, boys. It is on like Donkey Kong. Players running from everywhere. A few little spot fires bursting out around the ground here.
Yeah, the umpires might take control there and...
Well, we called it pre-game, didn't we? There's some spice here, and no surprise that Campbell, the former Demon, kicked that goal. There might have been some words exchanged.
North Hobart are in some trouble if they ball it up.
Purchase, Reardon playing goalkeeper. And that's a terrible kick. So Reardon's disposal outside defensive 50 has been questionable tonight.
He just had more time, didn't he?
Kieran Lovell stands the mark. Sam Caswell has the shot on goal. And he comes, deliberate approach, sends it on its way, looks pretty good off the boot. That's straight through the middle, and they all get around Sammy Caswell. Kicks a crucial goal on the half-time buzzer. North Hobart.
Wednesday night TSL action coming to you from North Hobart Oval. Entertaining first half here in this round 10 clash between North Hobart and the Tigers. Brent Costello with you in commentary tonight, joined by Chris Rowbottom and Cam Brown in special comments. Was an entertaining first half, wasn't it, lads?
It was, and it's important 10 or 15 minutes for the Tigers for mine. They just haven't been able to get some dominance from their midfield, and when they have had the ball in their hand, they just haven't been able to find a winner up forward, which is going to worry the North Hobart defence. So whether or not they spin the magnets a little bit and have a bit of a different look about them, or they'll back their system in to start this second half, we'll wait and see. But North Hobart, with a handy 4-goal lead and on balance, I think that's a fair result. So first 5 or 10 minutes would be pretty important, I would have thought, particularly from a Tigers perspective. They'll need a response here as we start this third quarter.
Yeah, we've identified one potential injury for the Tigers. We're just trying to get some confirmation of who that was coming from the ground in the half-time break. We'll work on that as we get back underway for the second half. First clearance immediately out of the middle for the D's comes via the boot of Caswell, but getting back was Griggs for the Tigers. Flares it wide to Burrows. Cheng, right half back, ball over the top is good to Willis. So he goes up the line to a contest. Coming from deep was Gardner, couldn't take the mark. It was gathered off hands by Williams. He found a teammate. Kick back up the line now. Leifheber made a good contest, but it was good courage from Burrows Cheng. Good hard footy from both competitors.
Yeah, he is very hard over the footy, Burrows Cheng. Won't worry him going back with the fly.
Speaking in the break, Brownie, and we were talking about the predictability of the Tigers and the way they set up and what they try to do, and you're right, they probably need to inject some flair or maybe move the magnets and try some new things to catch the D's off guard. It's what we'd like to see as Pepin puts on a little spin move. Back to Collins, kick up the line isn't his finest. Griggs has probably been in their top handful tonight.
He's been good. Some of his intercept marking. Nice penetrating left foot kick, isn't he?
He does exactly that towards half forward, but Williams, in his 200th, he's also been rock solid across half back for the D's, takes the mark.
You'll see Williams' intent is always to look sideways to potentially open up the fat side of the ground, which they're going to do here. Collins has got Hardy out wide.
Uses him. Collins, an exciting young player here at North Hobart. Good overhead mark by Menzie. He wastes no time in playing on up the line. McCulloch couldn't take the mark. Ball bouncing out the back. Ball couldn't be picked up off the ground. Leifheber gets it off to Sandrick. Sandrick looks to go to the paint of 50. Good mark. Back with the flight. Elijah Reardon.
Yeah, he's a player, I think, that has some upside for the Tigers. They need the ball in his hands, him and Davies in particular.
So he finds Mackenzie Willis, Elijah Reardon. Willis goes straight inside 50, nothing to kick to. The mark taken by Hugh Williams.
A bad kick on that occasion from Willis, just didn't favour his Tigers teammate.
And the ball, does it stay in?
Gee, it must have been a long
just
ball.
Really close. Menzie has the football now, just outside the centre square. And we'll slow things up before playing on. Pack forms, mark not taken, spills out the front to Lovell. Davies, handballs back to Lovell. He kicks it just to the circle, but McCulloch's there to cut it off for North Hobart. Off to Menzie. Menzie goes a little wider, finds Pepin, who's under immediate pressure from Mackenzie Willis. And out of bounds on the full. Tigers waste no time, bring it back in. A dangerous kick though. Here's Sandrick. He throws it straight on the boot. Spots up to Boz. Couldn't take the mark. Here's Cunliffe though. We know how quick he was. We saw that. Goes right to the boundary. This one goes right up in the air and out of bounds on the full.
Well, the Tigers look like they've got some intent to play on and have some fast ball movement in the second half. But on that occasion, Burrows Cheng just wasn't balanced. Created the turnover. Lucky let off there for the Tigers.
So McCulloch for the Tigers brings it in immediately. Allen worked his man onto the ball. The ball made its way over their heads and over the boundary line. 24 points the margin here. 8-2-50 to 4-2-26. 4 minutes gone. Third term here at North Hobart Oval. What can the Tigers bring to the table here in this second half? Outplayed in the first. They got a shot to fire. Cunliffe, hands and knees, fed up to Charlton. Inside 50 they go. Awkward little ball. DeBoz lost his footing. Willis was wrapped up in the tackle. Went after it again. Fed out a handball along the ground. Lovell couldn't get access to the footy. Caswell went one way then the other. Dangerous ball to a dangerous spot. Big fly at the back. The fist came. Davies was there. Rode the tackle. Did well to win out a handball to McCulloch. Eventually Rice will get in after it and lock it up.
Just a text from Nick McGinn on the stream. Where are the Norton brothers tonight? So Baxter Norton was out with concussion, wasn't it, on Saturday, and his younger brother Angus just out of the team at the moment.
Greeks wrapped up by Caswell, slung to the ground. Calls for holding the ball. Umpire says, no, I'll have it, thank you. Up it goes again. Bucks go at it. Palm down by Sorty into the path of Campbell. Just tries to scramble. The kick out. It was dangerous because it went to Menzies. Well, not 15 was the call. Kilpatrick got it on the boot. Flying shot towards goal. Last line of defence was McCulloch, who just tapped it over the bar. Oliver Kahn style 2002 World Cup. Out it comes. Charlton had Kieran Lovell for company. Hands and knees. Leaf Hepper. Quick one inside 50. It'll be chopped off though by Griggs.
So Griggs wastes no time in playing on. Goes inside the centre square and did well there. The Tigers play. They pump it up the line. Ball bouncing now inside 50. Running onto it is Luke Graham. He throws it on the boot. Goes to the square. Doesn't need to go to the square. Goes over the top of the square and kicks a wonderful goal. Well, the Tigers first.
A great finish, wasn't it? It's the second or third we've seen from traditionally a hard area of the ground to kick goals on, but it was Griggs from memory with a really brave, risky kick. It was an attacking kick, wasn't it? Where he switched the play and his team benefited from that attacking dare. And they get the all-important first goal of this third quarter. Be pretty good, Griggs.
So that lead now is cut back to 19 points. 8-3-51 to 5-2-32. Back in the middle. Pepin, handballs over the top. Straight to the Tigers, who get it back inside attacking 50 again. McCulloch did well. Fisted from behind. Willis is wrapped up with the footy. Umpire blows the whistle. So Tigers working their way back into this game. Ball goes up, straight down to a North Hobart player. Pepin had it. Island's there as well. And trying to get it out of defence now. The Tigers, dangerous spot here. Tigers trying to have a look at goal again. Carter wrapped up with the footy. Umpires blowing the whistle here, and a free kick going the way of the Tigers. Looks like it might be going to Marcus Davies. So the defender up the ground will have a shot on goal, probably from about 35 metres out, slight ankle, Cam Brown.
Well, they've definitely lifted their rating. His handball off to Griggs.
So Griggs loads up.
Yep,
He's bending back. It's a nice goal. So smart play from Marcus Davies. Nice finish from Lockie Griggs, and the Tigers are back in this one.
Yeah, good call, Brent, because it's something that maybe is not a key feature of Marcus Davies. You know, he's a fantastic athlete and can run and carry and break the lines, but not necessarily a noted goal kicker, and probably knew his limitations, didn't he? And it was a smart handball off to Griggs, who's kicked the ball beautifully tonight. Second goal, I think, from outside. Was that one outside 50, Bruno? It was pretty close.
Just inside if it wasn't there.
And I think back-to-back goals, Ray, for the Tigers since early on in the first quarter for mine.
Since the first 5 minutes of the first term. Game on, North Hobart Oval. 3:51 plays 6-2-38. Back in the middle now. Onus back on the Demons, the home team. They need to respond. Kick out of the middle. Only as far as Lovell. Tails up now, the Tigers. Oh, and this one will be reversed. So a free kick, just it must have been as he kicked the ball. It's Proppy, the North Hobart player. They'll get it moving immediately though, the D's. Inside 50. Here's Griggs, who's been really good at both ends of the ground. Kicked 2 goals, and I reckon he's taken 5 or 6 intercepts tonight. Burrows Cheng, right half back, one way than the other. Got 2 Ds to contend with. Splits them and goes up the middle. And at the back, might have been Graham working hard. It was. Hardy gathers the ball, and Graham is the tackler.
Well, this has been a good response from the Tigers. A couple of goals, 10 minutes in this third quarter.
Down it comes again. Lovell working hard, rode the Caswell tackle, scrambled the ball inside 50. That's a good tackle laid on Carter by Hardy. He's not going anywhere. And another stoppage. Just at the top of the 50 here. Attacking zone for the Tigers. Can they get a third in this early term? Wonderful bit of roving there from Lovell. High inside 50 go the Tigers now. And Collins gets back. Sticky mitts from the young gun.
I reckon it's his 3rd or 4th mark tonight.
Throws it wide. Cunliffe takes it on his chest. Went to go inside. Thought better of it. Up the line he goes now. Contest. DeBoz couldn't bring it to ground. He's been well held for the last portion of this game. Griggs again. Left foot ball inside. Forward of centre for the Tigers as they get some speed on this game a little bit, it seems, Brownie.
Yeah, that's a great call. Great call. Speed on the game, love it. And that's certainly been the intent from the Tigers. Quick, fast ball movement. Play on at all costs.
In it comes again. Attacking side for the Tigers. Caswell to Sandrick. Showed the footy and then kick high toward a wing. DeBoz out position again. Cunliffe into roving. Only as far as Rice. Got his kick away, the captain. Inside 50 the Tigers go. Big ball to be won here for Allen, who had a long way to go down but did so eventually. Fighting hard still the Demons in defence. Ireland had to be clean and was to Collins. Got boot to ball. High ball towards the middle of the ground. Davies went back, couldn't take the mark. Kick out of the congestion will fall in Tigers' arms. And the little 50-50s are just going the way of Kingborough at the moment. Ball wide is good to Burrows Cheng. He'll go inside 50 once more for the Tigers. Collins tracks it back. Gardner was worked underneath it by Williams. Good body work. Got the footy but handballed it out of bounds. We'll have a stoppage inside. Tigers attacking 50. And they're looming large here.
They're starting to get them on the outside, aren't they? And opening up a bit, particularly on the far side of the ground.
Entertaining contest this on a Wednesday night. TSL round 10 from North Hobart Oval. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching us here in Tassie or right around Australia. Here is Will Campbell. Has a look at goal. Had to work for it, but he's done it. A magical goal from Will Campbell. Has the Tigers right back in this one. The margin now is just 7 points.
Like that against his old team. 3 in a row for the Tigers. As you mentioned, just 7 points in the lead, and we were talking about it off half-time where the spark might come from for the Tigers. But now it's going to be the home team that need to respond. They've started to intercept market. They're pushing up high to the Tigers' defenders, and there's a real intent to spread, isn't it, away from the contest, and some uncontested marks on the other side, and they seem to be reacting a lot quicker in that forward 50 than they were in the first half. And we've got a great contest.
He was like a Harlem Globetrotter there with the little round-the-world Will Campbell, and gee, it was a classy finish. He's kicked a couple now. Back in the middle we go. Pressure well and truly on the D's and on Caswell as well. Got a little kick forward, as did Michael Fisher. Tumbler inside 50, but here's Reardon, who gets it and goes. Takes a bounce, says, come and catch me. Inside 50 they go. Williams, solid as a rock. Takes the mark. Out wide he goes. Hits the target. He's Steele. Out of side at North Hobart Oval. Kicks to a one-on-one. Strong. Jukes coming up. It might have been Willis. Had Rice for company. Plays on immediately by hand. Responding now, the Demons, with some speed of their own. Inside 50 they go. Tigers converge. Spiked out of bounds. So 7 points the margin. slashed. It was 24 points at half-time. They've kicked the first 3 of this third term to give themselves a red-hot chance. In fact, they look the better team at the moment, the Tigers. Bouncing ball outside 50. Charlton has to track it, handballed it outside to Reeves. He went inside to Sandrick. They're conceding ground here. Here's Poke. Inside 50. Allen got a hand to it. Gardner come across. And another boundary throw in. Left half forward, Demons need a goal just to steady the ship. They hold a lead here, but the Tigers are throwing everything at them. They've cut it back. 7 points the advantage. Can they find Fisher? Clean hands out of the congestion. High inside 50. Where's DeBoz? He's gone quiet in this third term. Willis with a beautiful handball back to Cunliffe. Back to Kilpatrick. Wanted his left boot. Got his left boot. Centre kick towards goal. Good defensive work to roll through for a minor score.
An 8-point margin now. We've gone almost 15 minutes in this third term as the Tigers bring it out of defence. Good mark from Burrows Cheng.
Yeah, he's just got to spot a kick up here. No, that's his issue, unfortunately, his kick.
And dribbles out of bounds, boundary throw in.
He does play with great intent and courage.
What a quarter it's been from the Tigers. Really turned it around since half-time. Coach next door to us, Trent Ballmer, you're really happy with what he's seeing at the moment as the ball comes back into play. Tapped down by Gardner. Now Charlton Hardy just gets rid of the tackler. He goes to the paint of 50. And out the back door, here's Cunliffe again. Manages to keep it in play really cleverly. Does the big torp inside 50. Throw in.
Didn't quite keep it in play. Yeah, I thought he did too.
It was pretty close, wasn't it?
It was very close from where we were sitting. But the umpires are a touch closer than us.
We are in a beautiful new facility here to get a good look at the ground.
Leadham Devine Centre.
So Bev to get us underway again. And it comes. Here's Cunliffe again, the man who had the footy a few moments ago. And the mark dropped by Michael Fisher. And the Tigers get the footy back, but it goes to ground for another ball up. So a bit of feeling in this one.
He's better than that, Michael Fisher, isn't he?
Absolutely. Star player. No doubt about that. Former Clarence player, of course. Spent some time in the old Scholars. Here's Cunliffe again. Wrapped up by Elijah Reardon. Here's Kilpatrick. And now the Demons work it inside 50 once more. DeBoz has got 2 defenders on him. Ball bounces out the back and the Tigers are away. Big tackle from behind from Willis. Ball still alive here. Menzie chasing after it. Turned over, is it? Tigers and Demons all pile on top of it. Umpire still hasn't blown the whistle. Does now. Ball up. 8-point margin. Almost 17 minutes gone. Of course, we've got shorter quarters this season in the TSL as Ireland wins it down. Tigers on the far side of the ground here at North Hobart. Lovell was wrapped up. Ireland in there too. Another ball up, Chris Rowbottom.
It's tight, isn't it? It's gone up a notch. The speed has increased. The margin has closed. And you feel that the pressure is back on the Demons, even though they still lead in this game. Lovell got his arms free, got the handball out to Campbell. Mackenzie Willis worked his man, got to the back, rode the bump too. Good hard stuff. McCulloch went in after it, gathered the footy, and he was gathered. The ball up. So right in front of the old George Miller stand, or the new George Miller stand, the old one burnt down, of course. In front of Charlton, he gathered the footy. Ireland couldn't get after it. Lovell was too quick for him. A loose footy, and he's turned it straight over. Out it comes again, and that'll be out of bounds.
And again, the intent was right. I think it was McGuinness on that occasion, but unfortunately just missed the target.
So Tigers ball once again. They'll go inside 50.
Yeah, just got to
McGuinness
lower his eyes here.
Got some okay things tonight. McGuinness. Back across goal he goes. McCulloch's been pretty good as well. He's got something he likes on the near side. So that was well done by Charlton to just lose his man and gather the footy. Back to Collins now. Up the wing he goes and he's turned it over. Reardon comes across and takes the mark on his chest. Hasn't been afraid to take it on tonight, Reardon. Hasn't always come off, but at least he's showing some dash. This one will just stay in and be out of bounds.
Probably breaking down a little bit across half forward, aren't they? One of our stream listeners, Todd Ferguson, makes a good point. North Hobart, they're quite small in that forward line, and if the Boz is a bit deeper, they probably just have to lower their eyes a little bit and hit the targets on the oncoming lead rather than bomb it long.
Well, the Boz will be the target here. We have to come from 5 deep. He affected the contest, brought it to ground, but Burrows Cheng was there to swoop on a loose footy, kick towards goal. Williams, lost his footing a little bit, did Williams, but experience sees him just track it over the line for a minor score, so the margin just tightens ever so slightly once again.
Does indeed. Back to 7 points here at North Hobart Oval. Wednesday night footy, TSL round 10. Players fly for the footy. It was Cunliffe that ended up with it. Interfered with though, and Campbell now delivers it back inside 50 for the Tigers. Ball bounces out the back. It's punched away and it will go out of bounds. Throw.
They've dominated the territory game, haven't they? This quarter, the Tigers repeated inside 50s. Again, predominantly played in their half at the moment.
So it won't be too much longer left in this third quarter. We've ticked over 20 minutes. Tigers, it's belonged to them. They've cut the lead right back down. Can they get another one before quarter time? Dangerous spot here for North Hobart. Leaf Heber sees it over. 8-4, 52, 7-3, 45. 7-point advantage to the home team. Important game for both sides. Still, both can make finals if things go their way in this 7-team competition. Only the top 4 this year in the TSL though. Ball bounces. Menzies there. Can't quite pick it up. Now here's Rice, the skipper. His ball smothered. Ball's flirting with the boundary again. It's seen over from McCulloch and Rice. Oh, been pinged. So Rice now will drive it along. Pack forms inside 50. Mark not taken. Willis was there. Kilpatrick tried to get rid of the footy. And a ball up. 15, 20 metres out from the Tigers' goal. I'd love one more here before the three-quarter time siren. It goes. Tyler Carter got it away, and now Hardy over the top, and again another ball in.
Yes, we have to be really careful. The North Hobart midfielders and their defensive structures. You often see Kieran Lovell on the move here, and you can find some time and space. Can be dangerous around the goals.
So in it comes, left forward pocket for the Tigers. Hardy at the ruck work for the D's, down to Kilpatrick. He just sends a high hit and hope ball towards the middle of the ground. Tigers are set up well behind the footy. They'll gather possession, kick towards half forward in the Bilson direction. Yeah, Collins for company. And it'll go out of bounds for another boundary throw in. 8-4-52 the D's. Tigers 7-3-47, 22 and a half gone. Third term, the quarter that has well and truly belonged to the men from Kingborough. Gee, thought he was just removed out of the ruck. Umpire said play on. Cunliffe hands and knees. Got a free kick for his efforts. So he's lifted as well, Cunliffe. Showed some dash at times. Short ball wide. It's a negative kick as this clock counts up towards the three-quarter time siren. Maybe just trying to get themselves there and regroup, because it's been an avalanche from the Tigers in this third term. Eventually the long ball comes. Ireland got a fist to it. Over it goes.
I wonder about the potential maybe for DeBoz in the ruck just for 5 minutes at the start of the last quarter row, just to get him back involved in the game.
He's been really well held. It's probably since quarter time, really. Down it comes. Lovell at the front of the pack. Couldn't win a clean possession. Caswell could. And there is The three-quarter time siren, a quarter that belonged well and truly to the Tigers. They kicked 3 goals, 1 to just the 2 behinds. And they cut the margin right back. 8-4-52 the Ds. They still lead this one. Tigers 7-3-45. But my word, we have a game well and truly on our hands, gents.
We do, and you just wonder about the messaging at three-quarter time from the coaches. I think Trent Bormala will be potentially trying to sell a message to his team that they're fresh. And North Hobart played just a few days ago, didn't they, against North Launceston, and might be trying to sell that message of momentum. And they were really good, I thought, in that third quarter. 3 goals, and on balance, a pretty fair effort for their reward. I thought they dominated off half back. You saw Reardon start to run and carry the footy a few times. Lovell started to get his hands on the footy. Griggs was a really prominent player. Just his ability to break the lines and kick long. And the Tigers are right back into this game. So probably anyone's game as we go into the final quarter, Breno, but it's all set up for a really exciting finish.
Yeah, the legs will be interesting, won't they, in the final term? Will it be the Tigers who've had the extended break, or the tired legs of North Hobart? Let's see what both teams have got back soon with the final term in about 5 minutes' time. Finish from Lockie Griggs, and the Tigers are back in this one.
Yeah, good call, Brent, because it's something that's...
TSL round 10 from North Hobart Oval. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching us here in Tassie or right around Australia. Here is Will Campbell, has a look at goal, had to work for it, but he's done it. A magical goal from Will Campbell has the Tigers right back in this one.
50. Where's DeBoz? He's gone quiet in this third term. Willis with a beautiful handball back to Cunliffe, back to Kilpatrick. Wanted his left boot, got his left boot, centre kick towards goal. Good defensive work.
And out the back door, here's Cunliffe again. Manages to keep it in play really cleverly. Does the big torp inside 50.
Burrows Cheng was there to swoop on a loose footy, kick towards goal. Williams, he lost his footing a little bit, did Williams, but experience sees him just track it over the line for a minor score. So,
Final quarter action coming your way here on the TSL live stream on a Wednesday night. It is North Hobart 8-4-52. The Tigers 7-3-45. A 7-point margin as we head into the final change. Don't forget, the North Hobart Footy Club coming off a very, very short break. Played North Launceston on Saturday. The Tigers off the bye weekend. So, Cam Brown, special comments tonight. How do you see this one?
I think it'll be a kick in it, boys, either way here. Pretty important, as they say. It's a bit of a cliche, but the first goal to start this last quarter will be pretty important. North Hobart going a little bit taller still, starting deep in the goal square.
Up it goes to start this final term. North Hobart Oval, cracking finish coming up for you on the live stream. Here goes Stuart Campbell, the former Demon, been really good tonight for the Tigers. Inside 50 it goes, a tumbler. Chance here to draw first blood in this final term. Gee, good pick up on the feet. I think it was Adams. Kick around the corner. Hardy got in front of his man in Carter. That's been a good duel all night. And Carter gathered, well, he acted the tackler and brought Hardy down. So Hardy, since DeBoz has come into this team, has been swung into defence, and I must say has done a pretty good job so far. So bouncing ball towards the Tigers' goal. Dangerous position, especially in that man's hands. Lovell fed it out. Kick across the face of goal. Now Collins couldn't quite hang on. He'll be out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
He worked his way into it in the third quarter, I thought, Kieran Lovell. And Willis as well, starting to accumulate some possessions.
He'd be leading the disposals, wouldn't he, for the Tigers?
Would have thought so, Ro. Well, had some inside knowledge there, didn't he?
In it comes. Campbell and Charlton, Lockhorn, Sandrick gathered the footy. It stays in, I thought. Maybe not. Campbell laid the tackle. So an arm wrestle to start off this fourth and final term. 7 points separates these two teams. Palm down in the Charlton direction. Couldn't gather the footy. Mackenzie Willis was ripped off it. Carter went in hard. Charlton was taken off the ball. Hardy had to gather it at ground level. Couldn't do so cleanly. Dygan working hard as well. Tackle laid by Leafheber. And another stoppage. So a big chance here for the Tigers. They're inside their forward 50. Up it goes in the ruck. Down to Sandrick. Got a little kick away. Almost fortuitous for Leafheber. Davies took the footy. Handed it off to Graham. Neat ball inside 50. Beautiful pinpoint pass to Campbell, who can line up for his third goal of the night against his former side.
That's what he is, Sam Dygan. He is neat. He's got great footy EQ when he's got the ball in hand. And he just lowered his eyes, didn't he? And found Campbell, didn't panic. And those kicks inside 50 are invaluable. Pretty smart user, Sam Dygan.
So this will cut it back to just a 1 point ball game. Will Campbell has 2 to his name already. He'd love this one against his former team. He pushed it immediately across the face. It's knocked over for a minor score.
Now, North Hobart kick out. I think the last kick out late in the third term, they all converged about 10 metres beyond their 50 metre arc. Looks like they're going to do that again.
So one straight kick in it here at North Hobart Oval. Caswell takes the mark. Centre half back for North Hobart. Big final quarter coming up here. Demons waste no time playing on. Caswell gets it back. Here's Sandrick. Throws it high inside 50. Pack forms underneath the footy. Out the back to Boz. Has a look at the big sticks. And it is off to the right.
Gee, he reacts quickly though, doesn't he?
Doesn't he? What?
When it's almost like a small forward, isn't it, when it hits the deck?
Would love that one.
Smart finish because he didn't look really, but it was very close to scoring.
It's been a handy goal for the Demons. Instead, umpire's blown the whistle here, and advantage has been paid. Tigers bring it up the ground. Chance for them to go inside again. A look at goal here. Going for Luke Graham. Goes to the square. Nice mark out the back. And the Tigers now have the chance to tie things up.
It's Gardner,
we'll
isn't
see
it?
Marcus Gardner go back and have it shot on a bit of a tight angle. But this would make it back to 1 point, in fact. 7 point advantage at the moment for the Demons.
Oh, it was from the kick out, wasn't it, really?
End to end.
So Marcus Gardner to bring it back to 1 point. Williams on the mark. Gardner comes in and makes absolutely no mistake. A lovely finish for the Ruckman, and it is a 1 point ball game. 4 minutes 30 into this final term at North Hobart.
I think that's 4 in a row for the Tigers. And we just wondered, didn't we, about fatigue setting in for North Hobart. Their last game was on Saturday afternoon against North Launceston. We know we've been mentioning this throughout the stream, that the Tigers, fresh legs, and are they going to be able to run away with this game? Last week, just 1 goal, I think, from memory, in the second half for North Hobart.
They're yet to kick one.
It was a goalless quarter in this game, wasn't it, in the third quarter?
Yet to kick a goal in this second half, the Demons. So becoming a bit of an issue for them. They'll go again here through Davies, the Tigers, inside 50. McCulloch got across and got a spoil on. Only as far as the Tigers' opponent. It was a funny little left foot kick. Clearly the non-preferred. Well, I like to hope that so. Through come another Tigers player. Kick towards goal. Up it went. Allen got hands to it. Couldn't bring in the footy. They're pressing hard here, the Tigers. You feel the Demons are hanging on for dear life here. That was really nicely done by Kilpatrick, though. Clean. Cunliffe lost his feet. Chance for the Tigers now to reload. Adams, neat ball towards half forward. Davies, been okay tonight.
He has.
I think he'll pull this kick. Landed about 10 or 15 metres. No, he's going to go sideways.
Yeah, smart ball to Campbell again, who has found himself loose on a number of occasions now. Already had 1 shot on goal this term. He's kicked 2 for the game. And he's going back as if he fancies his chances.
Well, he kicked one when he took advantage in the second quarter, didn't he? And he made the distance from outside 50. Might have bounced through, but he's going to back himself here.
So he's going to have a pin here from 55. It'll be nowhere near it. Falls way short. Big fist comes across the face of goal. Collins will have to track it. Awkward bounce. Did okay. In fact, it was Menzies. And his kick went straight into the lap of Davies.
He may have been better off just running it out. He's probably worried about deliberate and also using his left side. Now,
yeah, that was predictable. They telegraphed that, I think. Griggs, he's done that twice already, went for the around the back shot on goal. They didn't get away with it this time, the Tigers. Tumbler, forward from Willis. Bounces on end to end. Big fist from Cunliffe. Tackle laid by Steele. They'll lock it up at half forward here, the D's.
Well, North Hobart just need to win the territory battle here. 5 or 6 minutes trying to lock it in their front half.
It doesn't feel like it, but they still lead this game. 8-5-53 to 8-4-52, the D's. Out the back now to Cunliffe, who tried to dive on the footy. Gee, might have been contact below the legs. No. So a free kick to North Hobart. Just rolled across his back. And Cunliffe will have the free kick. And if he takes the shot on goal, he'll kick from 47 metres out. Slight angle, big kick. Context of the game. Got one already, does Cunliffe. Sets sail for home. It's way off target. It won't even get the distance. It goes all the way to the line and through for a minor score.
He just ran out to the right, didn't he? Hoping to try and get some extra distance and kick across his body, but that's where the ball went.
2 point margin on Wednesday night. TSL ball dribbles out of bounds. Boundary throwing 8-6-54, 8-4-52. North Hobart still has the slender lead here. Almost 9 minutes gone in this final term. Which team will run this game out better? About to find out in the next 10 minutes. Ball tries to get out, comes out the back to Campbell, who's been really good tonight for his footy club. Goes inside the centre square, bouncing ball. Spills out the back to McCulloch. Nathan McCulloch, the captain of North Hobart, drives it long, good mark. Back with the flight to Ben Donnelly. Tigers out of defence again. The kick was a shocker though, and straight to Jai Menzies, who finds a target. It's Pepin. He puts it back inside the centre square as the Demons try and switch play. Collins. Now they go through Reeves. And now right from the painted 50, D's look at goal, but right on the last line of defence, it's marked by the Tigers. They bring it back forward again. Almost 10 minutes gone now. Tigers switch play to the opposite side of the ground through Zach Adams. Ball turned over. Steele. He's tackled by the opponent. Leif Heber was there. Tigers get out of danger. Far side of the ground. They move it forward once more. Here's that man again, Campbell. Has one bounce. Now opens up his eyes, looks inside 50. Has he got a man there? He does indeed. Mark taken by Ollie Burrows-Cheng. He'll go back and have a look at goal. The bright red wheels, I think they are.
They are lipstick red.
So he'll kick from about 30 metres out. Slight angle, and this to give the Tigers the lead. Ollie Burrows-Cheng. Kick is on its way, and it is slightly offline to the right for a minor score. Cuts the margin back to 1 here at North Hobart Oval, Wednesday night footy.
So a couple of golden chances now for the Tigers. They're well and truly on top in general play. That's a shocker. Out to Burrows-Cheng again. Reeves over the footy. He's all wrapped up. A stoppage. And they're starting to look the fitter, or the fresher team, I should say.
They do. They just can't buy a goal at the moment, North Hobart.
So down it comes from the ruck tap. Willis just couldn't gather it. In fact, there's a free kick. It will go North Hobart's way. No. Tigers way. High tackle. Willis was collected.
So it's time to get up to.
Looks a bit ginger, but they're just getting across the ground, aren't they? A little better at the moment, the Tigers. Having said that, though, they're right in this, North Hobart. They're a point in front. So potentially, if they can get one against the flow, now Willis, you'd think, would be too far out.
If he has a shot, he'll be kicking from beyond 50, but it's in pretty good hands. Former Gold Coast Sun, of course, he just elects to pop it up to a dangerous spot. 2Ds fly, none could take the mark. And Burrows-Cheng's been taken high. So well, another chance.
Yeah, he's in and under player, and he's played predominantly in the forward line tonight, but we've seen him at under 18 level for the Devils play as a midfielder. He's a hard contested ball winner. Finishing is probably an area of his game which he can improve on. And his second chance inside 2 or 3 minutes here.
So can the Tigers finally wrestle the lead in this game? Burrows-Cheng liked it as soon as it hit the boot. It sails through, and the Tigers hit the front. 9-5-59. North Hobart 8-6-54. And they've been threatening and threatening and threatening for the entire second half, and finally they pinch this lead. 12 and a half gone into the final term.
It's their first time to hit the lead for a long time, Ro, since probably early on in the first quarter when they kicked the first couple of goals. But a really good finish there from Burrows-Cheng. Good for his confidence. It was just a free, in and under, where he needed to be. And now it's going to take their best effort, isn't it? The D's, centre bounce clearance, really important from them. They'd love to see Steele come up and clunk one inside that forward 50.
So we're back in the middle, restart. Gone 13 minutes in this final term. So the Tigers pummel it forward again inside 50. Here's a chance for that man again, Burrows-Cheng, but his kick smothered by Junior Williams, and now Kilpatrick turns around and gets it on the boot, but only as far as Lovell. Former Hawthorn player, of course. It's his second season back in the TSL. He pops it long inside 50. Pack forms. Punched out of bounds. Boundary throw-in.
Just good fish, wasn't it? I've been the ruckman there.
Been a wonderful night for footy. Great contest as well. Wednesday night footy, I like it, boys. Just don't know if it can work with the fixture moving forward. It's tough on these teams with a short turnaround, as we're seeing with North Hobart at the moment. Ball spills out the back. Watt trying to get the handball out. And now Lovell, Kieran Lovell, centres the footy, has someone there. It is Burrows-Cheng again. And he'll go back and try and extend this lead, and might even be enough, boys, if he kicks truly.
You're right, Brennan, as well. You can notice the fresher legs now, can't you? Like it's blatantly noticeable. Kingborough have been far better in this second half, there's no question. But just the passage that we just saw, Burrows Cheng's been free inside 53 times now, and been given a little bit too much space. The tired legs of North Hobart.
Holly Burrows Cheng will kick from just inside 50, directly in front. The kick is a high one. Won't make the distance. Is anyone there to mark it for the Tigers? They're not. They still have the footy, though. Big tackle from behind from McCulloch. And he gets the kick in the end for holding the footy. It's interesting, boys, because the form line shows the team with the shorter break has won the game. Good mark from DeBoz. Such good hands, the big man. He goes inside 50, not his best kick, and now the Tigers are away once more. In they go again into attack. Mark taken, no it's not, as Collins comes in from behind with the big tackle. Umpire will ball this one up.
Gee, they had a chance in the Tigers, didn't they? The boys, you could see what he's trying to do, take the game on. They just bit off a little bit more there.
Two ruckmen go at it. It's Tyler Carter who wins it on that occasion, and looks like the free kick is being paid to the Demons.
And can they try and switch it?
Tardy with the footy, in for the handball, but decided against it at the last moment. Decides to go long to the wing instead. Pack forms, and DeBoz wrapped up with the footy by two opponents. Will have a ball up yet again.
So 5-point ball game. Tigers with the advantage here. They've trailed just about for the entirety of this game, but worked their way back into it beautifully. Chance now for North Hobart. Quick kick forward to a one-on-one. Reeves brought it down, but couldn't get it on the second bite. Wrapped up his opponent. Reardon tried to run away with the footy, and he was gathered as well. Willis lets him know about it at ground level.
There'll be too much longer left in this game. It only takes one more kick here from the Demons.
And down it comes again. Kilpatrick at the back of the pack. Gee, just don't argue to Kieran Lovell if you don't mind. Up it goes inside 50.
Oh.
Mark at the back. It was a touch ball. Sandrick thought he'd taken it. Umpire was onto the touch footy. And it did look touched off the boot, I must say. But gee, a big moment there. Potentially goes begging for the D's.
How long is this quarter going to go for, Cam?
I would have thought 2021.
Only been 2 goals kicked, both Tigers goals, of course, in this term. They're fighting hard still, the D's. They're desperate to snatch one back and claim victory here. It has been a genuine game of 2 halves. North Hobart dominant in the first, Kingborough dominant in the second. With a chance now. Adams, outside defensive 50. Kick towards left half forward. Collins, pretty clever. Tried to tap it to himself and work his way around Bilson, but the boundary line was in close range and he was forced to just paddle it out. Boundary throw in. Left half forward Tigers now. You feel that 1 goal more would definitely snuff it out for the D's. Williams and Leafheber, who's tried hard all night, gets boots the ball, finds a target, perhaps fortuitously. They need to make something of this now, the D's. Right half back is Reeves. Kick into the middle of the ground. Wanted Menzie. Picked it up on the bounce. Tried to elude a tackler. Wonderful bit of defensive work from Bessel. Gee, I think they've played on here, the Tigers. I'm not sure.
Bessel wasn't with the tackle. That's a great effort.
Not sure about the decision there. They could have really taken possession and slowed things down, but that was a wonderful bit of work from Bessel.
Yeah, John Means loose outside the stoppage here.
Goes again. Desperate times now for the D's. Reeves come flashing through. Got out of handball. Steele. He got out of handball. Cunliffe threw it on the boot. Smothered. Tigers' hands now. High ball clearing defensive 50. Bouncing. Bilson will take it and run it out of bounds. Time an issue now.
They've got to be on the move here, North Hobart. They probably can't afford to have the ball tapped straight down. They will need to flick it over the back and try and have someone running onto it.
Here it comes, Sorty. There is that loose player. Handball over the top now. Kilpatrick. He had company, had to be quick. Campbell been fantastic tonight, got it to Reardon, wanted to take him on, eventually went the handball over the top to Digan. He flares it wide even further. Tigers will go forward now. There's a man at half forward. Bilson did well to just push it into the path of his teammate. He did well to feed off a handball. Kick inside 50 now. It's a 2-on-2. These will win the day though. They're still just fighting hard. They won't die. Hardy gets it out to Leafheber. Gee, sidesteps Campbell. Inside they go. Poor kick. And there it is, the siren. So the Tigers, they come back from 24 points down at half-time to run all over the D's and snatch a 5-point victory. 9-5-59. North Hobart 8-6-54. They simply ran out of legs. The short turnaround got them in the end. Full credit to the Kingborough boys though. They were fantastic in the second half. They kicked 5 goals to none to pinch the 4 points. Boys, probably a finish we didn't quite pick at half-time, it must be said.
Absolutely. A great fighting comeback win from the Tigers. Good turnaround too from last start. We know they had the bye last week, but absolutely thrashed by Launceston at Windsor Park a couple of rounds ago. Brownie, what did you make of it?
Look, it was a great second half, wasn't it, from the Tigers? It was a 4-goal margin at half-time, Row, and North Hobart seemingly had the game in their keeping, but we did mention, didn't we, at the start of the call, we just thought North Hobart might need to have a pretty strong buffer at three-quarter time and be up by a reasonable margin. And in the end, the Tigers, just through sheer weight of effort, it wasn't in the end, they dominated the territory game in the second half in particular. And they left it pretty late to hit the front, but in the end, probably just rewards for their effort. Disappointing for North Hobart. They just looked out on their feet, didn't they? Probably halfway through that third quarter. And for the second week in a row, they weren't able to get a goal in the second half. And the short turnaround probably caught them out. But having said that, a really important win from the Tigers. We wondered where the lift was going to come from in the second half, but I thought off half-back they started to get some run and carry. Some of their midfielders started to get involved. And then they just found some ways to score, and in the end it was Burrows Cheng with a winner. Yeah. And he had 3 or 4 opportunities. So the Tigers, good for their confidence. We know they've only won the one game. North Hobart, what happens to them now? They've got the bye, I think, this week. And the Tigers, from memory, have got a Glenorchy on Sunday. So that'll be a good challenge for them as well.
And I know we spoke a lot about the short turnaround and the short break for North Hobart, but they were 24 points up at half-time. So the handicappers probably would give you 4 goals off that short turnaround, and Tigers were good enough to chase it down and win the game. They'd be so disappointed, the D's. They blew their chance.
Well, they're a bit disappointed for Hugh Williams too. He's for sure highly regarded, isn't he, in the football club? Greatly respected by the coaches and teammates and supporters. So disappointing for him, isn't it? And the club that they couldn't reward him with a win tonight.
Better go through some goal kickers for North Hobart. McCulloch kicked 1, Caswell kicked 1, Sean Willis kicked 1, Kilpatrick kicked 1, Troy Cunliffe kicked 1, Jai Menzies kicked 1, and Julian DeBoz had the multiples. He kicked 2. While for the Tigers, Will Campbell kicked 2, Lockie Griggs kicked 2, singles to the Burrows Cheng brothers, and singles also to Luke Graham and Tyler Carter. Votes?
Bruno,
this is your domain, Cam Brown. You sit here and you watch the game intently. I'm just worried about calling the right names out, but this is your domain, my friend.
Look, I thought certainly in the second half, I thought Willis started to work his way into it. Lovell, not his most dominant game, but we're probably going to look up and he probably had 25 possessions. I thought Griggs was really important for them. Reardon in particular from quarter time onwards. So probably the Tigers on balance had the better players today. But all in all, enjoyed a really good game of footy.
Yeah, I thought Campbell was best on ground personally.
Well, particularly in he really got him going in the second half, didn't he? And was able to kick some goals. So good call. He was really strong. I thought North Hobart. I thought Collins was a pretty solid player for them again. Kilpatrick, particularly early, was one of their better players, I thought.
Well, it's been great fun bringing you Wednesday night footy on the live stream. Can't wait to do it all again this weekend for more TSL action. Have a great night. We'll catch you later. the team with the shorter break has won the game. Good mark from DeBoz. Such good hands.
Don't argue to Kieran Lovell if you don't mind. Up it goes inside 50. Mark at the back. It was a touch ball. Sandrick thought he'd taken it. Umpire was onto the touches. Right half back is Reeves. Kick into the middle of the ground. Wanted Menzie. Picked it up on the bounce. Tried to elude a tackler. Wonderful bit of defensive work from Bessel.